So you guys coming off a huge win, guys keep things going. What is the hardest thing about keeping a winning streak alive?
Winning. How's that? No, it just that was a big win for us, obviously, against Azusa Pacific, to beat that team twice. And having been in this conference since the beginning, and just it's a conference that you have to do that. You play good teams, home and away, and to beat a quality opponent like Azusa, beat them twice. I think it's a testament to our kids. They just continue to show up and get it done. And Saturday night was a great night at the Redwood Bowl.
And now moving forward, I mean, we've already talked about Jaquan, so I'm just going to keep going. And we already talked about after the game. Now you have top 15 showdown, top 10 and 11. How big of a game is this just for the Humboldt State program?
Well, it is big. It's a great test for our program, our players, to match up against one of the top programs, historic, year in, year out in Division II. The Lone Star has won multiple national championships at our level. And so for us, it's a great test to match up and see how we do compare. Obviously, when we scheduled the game a year ago, and we did so after Menlo College dropped their program, we had the open date. MidWestern was looking for a game. We tried to get it as a home game. That didn't work out. And so we ended up traveling this week. But now you look at two undefeated teams. Obviously, it's a game with playoff implications. So it should be a lot of fun. We're excited about it.
Pretty welcome surprise then to get a big game with when you weren't expecting it. But now you guys have another long road trip. How can you gain experience from just 2 weeks ago when we went to South Dakota for your team?
Our team knows how to travel. It really does. And every trip is a long road trip when you live in Arcata. And it's just the way it is. And we take what others might consider a negative and we turn it into a positive. Our players enjoy the camaraderie of traveling together. From a coaching standpoint, we want to be able to build things from departure on Thursday to game time kickoff on Saturday. We think we have a good routine that allows that to happen. So I think a lot of teams would be affected by it much more so than we are. It's just it's who we are. It's what we do, and we don't make a big deal about it. Like I said, try to turn it into a positive experience for our players.
When you look at MidWestern State, when I go back and look at stats, because that's all we can kind of look at, nothing really jumps out off the page. Is that a true statement, or is it something that you see differently on tape?
Well, that's it. Well, you watch tape, there's a lot of things that jump out, and tremendously talented, great team speed. They got a true freshman running back that is really settling in, I think, as their guy in the backfield, with an offense that runs the football well over 200 yards a game. Running the ball, and will give you a variety of the looks, and you got to watch that quarterback because he too can run and throw. Defensively, their secondary is the most talented secondary by far that we'll have seen to date. Probably will see this season. All seniors in the secondary. Number one, a young man by the name of Christian, is a tremendously talented player in his own right. He's been a two-time, I believe, all Lone Star Conference, all region player, and just a great combination of physicality and speed, from his position. So again, this is the best team we've played by far. That should be obvious to people when you look at the fact they are, undefeated. They do have the ranking to support the talent that they have, and they've been there before. We haven't. They've been to playoffs. They've played in these type of games. This is somewhat new to us, and so I think our players are going to embrace the opportunity and look forward to it.
You are going against that really tough secondary, like you just said. What are you talking to Robert in the passing game to get back on the same page?
Well, it's for us to be successful this week or any week, we have to be who we are and we have to do what we do, and we can't change that from week to week. And there seems to be a lot of concern that Robert hasn't performed at the level he did, for 2 games earlier in the season. I don't share that concern. He's going to be just fine. We need to make high percentage throws. He needs to continue to make good decisions and be the general of our offense. And certainly a lot, with all the numbers that Jaquan has put up and we've put up running the football, let's not lose sight of the fact that we've got a quality quarterback that is leading, us out there each snap. And so, again, it's just he'll settle in, and I would expect a good game from him.
And kind of talking about that, we haven't talked about Robert as much this week, but what can you just say about his leadership that he's not getting talked about, but he is leading the #1 scoring offense in Division II football?
He is, and I think he needs to receive some credit for that. He's again, every other player on our offense, all 10 that are out there for each snap, they know who's in charge, and they've got tremendous confidence in Robert and his ability to make the right decisions and to lead that offense from the quarterback position. So again, he's someone that has helped us in a significant way have the 5-0 start that we have. Obviously, he had 2 special games earlier where he threw more touchdowns and incompletions, I think it was, or something like that. And so because of that, you look at his last 2 games where he's been around 50% completion percentage and think he's off or he's not getting it done. No, he's thrown more low percentage throws the last couple of weeks, and we've got to get back to throwing the high percentage throws that I think that makes him and us as effective as we can be.